wait for you. 105.5 WDHA, the Rock of New Jersey. Oh, I love that tune. When you walked in and you heard it, Jason, did it bring back, like, where did it take you back to?
Ooh, it takes me back to a very, very great time in my life, which seemed a really long period. But when I look back in hindsight, it was a really short time, but great memories with my friends, John Smithson on keys and bass, Ian Hatton on guitar, Daniel McMaster, of course, God bless him. Sadly passed when he was 38 years old. But really, really good times. And as I was saying, I finally, and all the musicians out there, if you've never looked on Sound Exchange, go look, find your songs, because people owe you money. And if you don't claim it, they keep it. So
absolutely.
I didn't even realize it. And so after 30-something years, 35 years, same as you can get your rights back as well from the record labels these days. So, and it's a weird thing you say, Bonham. A record label inquired if I would be interested to get the band back together with a different singer, of course, but to do another album, which was kind of a sidewind of me. I was like, huh? Does anyone care?
Yes, people would. Well, let me tell you why people will. Well, first of all, it's so funny because I feel like you guys just walked in. We've been telling stories and having a good time. So please, let's welcome Jason Bonham and Jagger Bonham to the WDHA studios. I have a couple people here with me. So nice to have you guys. Every show is sold out. Well, we're going to get to that in a second. But this is why people care. You guys have been out on this run together, father and son, which I love. The shows are sold out. And I think, Jason, everything sells out because here's what you do. You make it about the fans. You've always made it about the fans. You get out there and you say, look, it's about you guys. It's about your love for my father. It's about your love for the music. That is who you are. That is how these songs with Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening are presented. And that is what connects with people. So what is it like to go out and all of these shows? Look, I had Jagger with me on my Zoom feature, Reconnect. I was Reconnect with Rockers. I was going to plug the show. This was at the end of the summer. I didn't have to plug the show. It was a December show. The show is already sold out. Yeah. Like, these shows are selling out far in advance. People are buying concert tickets out the wazoo. We know that. But a lot of people are sort of waiting till that last minute to buy. Selling things out way in advance, not always so common. So what is it like for you to get out with these sold out crowds every night?
I always find it's a pinch yourself moment because I look at it as I started this purely as a therapeutic way to get the lead out of me. After playing with the real McCoy, the real deal in 2007, I remember when it stopped, it was a huge, now what?
Did you feel like you disconnected from Dad?
Well, yeah, because I just spent 6 weeks with the guys every day. Every day we were together, hanging out, telling stories. They would tell me things that I didn't know. Now I'm grown up. They would tell me all these different things. So, suddenly you feel part of it. And my mom said, are you going to be okay when it stops? I'm like, yeah, I've got this. Because you've been given the keys to the kingdom and you sat in the throne of the greatest rock and roll band in the world. So when it stopped, it was hard, and I must say. And then when the idea came, why don't you do a band and a tribute thing? I'm like, are you kidding me? I just played with that. I don't want to tarnish that. So it became more therapeutic and realized it's about the fans. Yeah. It's really the reason why we're still doing it is it's not, after I got over my stories and me, it's about me and my dad. It's not, it's about our love for Dad and our, meaning, and everyone. Because we all have stories of what he meant to us, and I lost my dad, you lost your drummer. So that's the only reason, the love and the passion that we do it and still do it. Because there's a lot of other things that I like to do. I love the fact that my son gets to come out on the road and play, even though it's a totally different genre of music.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a great way to just hone your craft.
Yeah. So Jagger, everybody thought, I think when you first came out, he's a we talked about this. He's a drummer. There's another drummer. And it's like, no, you're not, though. You're the front guy. And you know what I love? Because you did good with this guy. He's got a lot of personality. He's got a big sense of self. But he's got humility about him. Which is not easy when you come from this. Dad's looking at you like, wait a second.
From this.
When you come from an iconic, legendary family.
This cover band.
No. See, and they jab each other, which is great.
But
if you Google Jason,
I'm still trying to find who the
singer of his band comes up.
Yeah, really. You guys look nothing alike either.
Yeah.
Seriously,
it's only when they say, "God, he looks just like your dad." I'm like going. But maybe he looks more like my wife, and I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah. So, all right. So we talked about this when you were on Reconnect. I said to get out there with this crowd of people, it takes a big pair of balls to do that because your music is so different, and you're the front man. You're not there, hiding behind something.
No,
you're the guy. You're seeing the people. They're seeing you
right up there.
And so who comes up with the idea? Like, you know what? Look. Two different crowds, two different people. But let's combine this. Let's go out on the road together. Is that Dad's idea? Were you up for it? Whose idea?
It's like his way of, hey, sorry, I missed a few years of your life.
Is that really?
Yeah.
No,
that's his joke. He likes to say, Dad, were you there on any of my birthdays? No.
I am salty, though, because he missed a few of my birthdays, but he made sure during tour to fly back for my sister's baby's first birthday. Like, it's not going to remember that.
Yeah, and I bought her a Range Rover, so.
But it's like the toy Range Rover, and I'm like, she's won.
But I think what happens is look, Jason, how many amazing bands have you played with?
We haven't got all day to name every band.
Correct.
I used to moan about people who swap bands, but when you're a drummer, literally you're sometimes you can be the hired gun, and I just wanted to keep busy.
And you're a great drummer, so everybody wants to play with you. Everybody wants you in their band. Come on.
If any locals are looking for a drummer,
I'm
he's got some space.
You know what? The only time I ever got sucker punched in my life was for not getting up and jamming with a band on a day off. When we were touring in the day back in my mid-20s. So on a day off, which you were always drinking in those days. So if by the time the third band went on, I was in no fit state to play drums at all. So one time I was like, guy goes, "Yeah, you're going to play with us?" And I'd play with the other two previous bands. And I went, "Dude, there's no way I can play." And he goes, "What, you think you're special? You think you're suddenly so big?"
And he punched you?
And I went, "Listen, you need to be quiet, otherwise we're going to take it outside." And he goes, "I'll take you outside." And then just slammed me. And I'm like, yeah. So
they want him to play so much that they're willing to beat him up if he doesn't play.
I'm like, surely you really got to do that?
That's crazy.
Remember, they arrested him, put him in the back of the car, and the cop said, "Do you want to say goodbye?" and he turned his back and left the door open for the car with the guys in cuffs. I went, "No, you're okay."
My gosh.
Sucker punch him.
Oh my gosh. Now, also, Jason, you did other things though as a kid too. You were like a motocross guy. Like you weren't.
You did other things.
But I mean, he wasn't just the drummer, because we remember him. Yeah. We always remember seeing footage of you. That's why everybody feels like they grew up with you.
Yeah.
Your song remains the same, and all this other footage. There's footage on YouTube of you as a kid.
Yeah. He was going to be, that's the craziest thing to me.
Keeping the beat, to everything, though.
That's the craziest thing to me, because me and him, one of our father-son bonding things is watching the Supercross, the motocross. Yeah. We love it, the rivalries. And it's funny to think that he used to be a sponsored rider that had the chance to go and race pro.
Wow.
But chose to hang up the helmet to pick up the sticks after he lost his dad. And it's I always kind of think what would have life been like if he was doing that instead of this? And then I also think, would I be here?
What life would you be? Would you be in a motor?
Would I be alive?
You'd be getting ready to retire from motocross as well now. Yeah. I probably would have pushed you into it. I mean, I don't know. I'm still very passionate about bikes, and have a really good relationship now with the brand Triumph, which is phenomenal. And they make you feel very special, and the bikes are amazing. So for me to still be a part of it, I turn into a child when I get to hang out with the current riders, the top riders now, Hunter and Jet Lawrence and the Brian Deegans and the Hayden Deegans of the world. I'm like, hey, what's up? And, and I feel like they must go, who's this old dude? He's like almost 60, like a creepy old man hanging out, talking motocross with us. And they're like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it.
He's officially like the back in my day guy.
Yeah.
Like when you go to like an LA Fitness and some guy's like, back in my day, I used to be in shape,
Just walks around and goes, I used to be at a bench press, never does any workout. Just,
that's
the
funny.
guy who's like wearing like all the excessive like equipment. He's got the belt on, the socks pulled up, and he's like, back in my day, I could have been Arnold.
Back in my day, we had bikes in our back. So listen, I want to play something from Jagger. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Can we do? Let's do Mortal Sacrifice first.
Oh yeah.
Should we do that?
It's one of my favorites.
So
my favorite too.
Yeah, it really is. It
yeah.
Is it? All right. We're gonna do this. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about the song. And I'm just so happy to have you guys in studio. It's just nice to catch up with you, have you live in the studio, hear the stories, and I think see the synergy between you guys. And you guys are having a good. I'm not gonna let you answer, Jagger. I'm letting Dad answer this. I think you guys are having a good time on the road, correct? Together.
I hate to say this, but
because he's gonna be snarky.
Mom's flying home. Yeah, no, we can have a good time.
Yeah.
Mom's
it is fun. No, it is fun. It's just like. It's like I think it's also because we just came off of a tour that was our like run with another younger band. So I was used to like, in my head, I was still hearing everybody singing the songs back to us. And then I walk out to the first show in like New Jersey to just some guy like, hey, get the,
yeah. There was a couple of those. Put it this way, whatever cojones you have when you go on the stage in front of an audience waiting to see like a Zeppelin thing.
I love it. Absolutely. I think it's amazing. Yeah.
I'm here to have fun. The one thing that I always tell everybody every single night is feel your chest. If your heart's still beating, just be grateful and enjoy the moment.
I love it. Jagger Henry, let's check this out. This is Mortal Sacrifice with Jason and Jagger live on the Rock of New Jersey, WDHA. Hey, we are hanging out back in the WDHA Miller Lite studio. I am with Jason Bonham and Jagger Henry Bonham. When you were Jagger Henry, too, I didn't even, in the interview, we didn't even really get into, like, the Bonham part about it, because I think it's cool that you're Jagger Henry. You want people to know who you are for who you are. So talk to me quickly on air, for those that maybe didn't see our Reconnect with Rockers webisode. When did you know that you were a songwriter? When did you know that you could write songs?
I mean, I still, to this day, don't know if I would call myself a songwriter. I just kind of enjoy the process of, every day. And it just kind of seemed like growing up, I was always around music. So I always tried to stay away from it because I was like, that's just what everyone wants me to do. And I would try things here and there. Like I tested out the gym. I tested out ice hockey, tennis, all these different sports.
Yeah, I heard you were a very physically fit dude back in the day, like massively phically fit. Yeah,
it was a phase, as we say. You know? But no, just everything always ended up going back to music. And I've said this most interviews now, but it's like one of my favorite lines because it is the truth. I was walking on the path. I saw 2 pairs of shoes, stepped over them, and found my own. And it's just how it is.
Yeah.
And it's like the beautiful part of the process is now my dad is fortunately still here. So it's like the cool moment where I can send him stuff and be like, what do you think? And it's funny because I used to send him things and I'd be like terrified. And when I made this EP and I knew I had the screams on it and the heavier music, I was like, he's going to hate this. But hey, Dad, I made some things. Here it is. And he like calls me right away. He's like, yo, this is sick. And I was like,
lose some of the screams.
Yeah. Immediately. He was like, but are you trying to play with the religion?
I love when he does the accent too. The
best of it is he actually, when he first got here,
he told me.
Oh yeah. He was like, hello, I'm Jagger. I'm getting to school.
And I had a lisp.
Yeah, and he was like, don't talk to strangers.
Yeah. You told me that. You said you were raised in the UK, and then when you came here, the world kind of opened. He said when we got, was it to Florida?
Yeah.
He said the world kind of opened up for me. Yeah. Everything was different.
It was like the funniest things. It's like even growing up in England, you see things, but it's like the school we went to. It's like we had tea time.
Tea time,
and
that doesn't mean tea.
I hate to say this, actually sounds pretty good to me. I would like tea time. Can we get tea time here?
I came to Florida and I met one of my best friends. Rest his soul, Chris. he was like, you know, the first kid I met in school shadowed his class, and we ended up making like a dance crew together, and like he was just like putting me onto all like American music. He was like, dude, you have to go home. You can't sound like this. People don't want to hang out with Harry Potter. Because like back then Harry Styles hadn't like become Harry Styles yet.
Yeah,
so
there was still Harry Potter.
I spoke British and everyone's like, oh dude, that's Harry Potter. And it's like,
right.
if I would have just held on to it a little longer, it's like now it's like the coolest thing in the world. But no, it was just like listening to all the different music and like kind of putting on to the American lifestyle. I remember like watching MTV, like the Cribs, and like hearing how they would like intro and talk, and I'd start trying to do that, and then like would go home to my dad and be like, yo, what up? And he's like, stop.
Who's this guy? Well, that's what I love. You've lived a lot of life. I think you've lived a lot of life.
Trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error for not a really super long period of time. So, Jagger, I know what's next for you. I think 2025 is going to be a big year. I think it's going to be like a big breakout.
So.
Are you feeling positive about it? I know you played a lot of big festivals. You were on a lot of shows this year. Touring with Dad is just one aspect. This is not the only thing that you've been out touring.
Let Down. We played Louder Than Life, Aftershock.
Yeah, some
got
big,
some other festivals on the way.
Ginormo Fest. Yeah. So
some big ones, which we can't say right now, but some huge ones that he's going to be on next year.
Big ones.
Ooh.
We can't say right now.
Yeah.
But
So
I think it will be.
Now, Jason, what is going to be next for you? Because I mean, look,
retirement.
Stop it.
Once he starts, once he gets this thing, I can just retire then just.
That's right.
Just
You can
ride.
You can ride the coattails, baby. But this means so much to so many people. So I don't think that this is going to be the. And you played the Zeppelin songs were played. If memory serves me right, because you guys were opening for someone at the Garden, right? You did it
right when we did Frampton. That was
the Frampton. I wanted to ask you,
which is still going on. So we did.
Was that emotional?
That was
for
an
you?
amazing thing to be at the Garden.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't played the Garden since with Zeppelin in '88, so to play there in 2019, playing that music, and I got to meet John McEnroe, which was the one of my heroes who came in the dressing room literally as we're going on stage to say, is it too late to say hi? I'm like, and he went, hi, Johnny Mac. And my wife went, no, Sherlock. And he was like, oh, nice to meet you. And just to go on that stage, you know, the aura of that building, we know from the song remains the same. We lived those moments.
That's the Garden for me. Like I had not been to the Garden before seeing Song Remains the Same. So I wanted to go, and I live, 10 miles from there. But everything about Madison Square Garden, to me, there's a Zeppelin connection about it.
Oh, even the drive-in, I had to play the Grand Noir in the car filming as we're pulling up and going to
Absolutely. You want the old-fashioned, I want the old-fashioned limo.
Right now.
Yeah, me too.
Just thinking about it, and that whole feeling of when you see my dad and
did you just say you're getting goosies?
Yeah, I'm getting goosies.
Jagger, we're old. We're getting goosies, all right? Yeah. All right?
Jagger gives me goosies just in sound checks. When it sounds good, I get the goosies. But
it doesn't sound like goosebumps. Sounds weird.
No, you just don't know a slang. It's just different terms.
Yeah.
It's like saying things
It's like in like 10 years from now, like when, speaking into existence, our band does well, you'll see the tour and it's like Jagger Henry and the Goosies opening up, and it's just Dad's band
featuring Jason Bonham.
Yeah, that's it. So,
I love that. Yeah, but the emotion was there. Yeah, at the Garden.
You're a drummer too. You wouldn't even have to worry about it. You could still just be sitting.
Yeah, exactly. So next year for me, I've got the Black Country Communion. We're going out in the summer doing festivals.
Yes, what a great band.
They're on Hellfest.
Oh, that's amazing.
with Korn, Poppy, Slipknot, and I'm like,
we have a bunch of festivals.
Who got these guys on here?
That's amazing.
So that's going to be great again. And then of course next year is celebrating 50 years of physical graffiti. So I said we will definitely be taking Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening and doing the full physical graffiti from
that's
start to finish
monster
as the album, because that's a nice good challenge for us. Like on this tour, I put some of the things that I find difficult to play.
I keep telling them we go to Europe,
like Achilles' Last Stand.
I'm going to play that too. Yeah, I'm going to play that.
all the epics.
Yeah.
So, I challenged myself to play the ones that I was scared of.
With your amazing band, too. I mean, you got James and Jimmy, and you got these
Mr.
phenomenal... Mr. Jimmy, amazing on guitar.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Jimmy's a legend.
Yeah,
and
a legend.
Like, even if he's not... I mean, he is one of the best guitarists, but, like, even if he wasn't, I would just want to be around that guy for, like, his energy.
Yeah.
Like, the way he is, like, the first time I met him, like, just always, like, so, like, cool, humble, and, like, looks to, like, kind of, like, teach himself about what you're learning about, and, like, wants to get to know your thing. And it's, like, his English is, like, sometimes limited, but it's, like, for what he knows, he's, like, so funny. Like, he'll crack jokes with the few English, and it's, like, just one of those guys that, like,
you just want to be around.
Even if they retire, I'm like, yo, let me get his number. I'll go hang out with that guy.
I love that.
The culture, definitely. The Japanese, his whole devotion to Jimmy Page has been beyond, to the point of when he'll even play the mistakes. Like, he can play exactly Osaka 71, and I go, those are mistakes, right? He goes, no, hey, what Jimmy played.
I love that.
You don't have to do them. So the involvement was, I said, take the best of Osaka, put it with the best of Tokyo, and then song remains the same. Find the best parts, make it together, and then that becomes you. And you go,
yeah.
And he just did this, like, he goes, oh, and it was like a moment where he went, so I can be me. I went, yes, but you'll still be Jimmy. Okay, so it was like a big moment.
What a gift to find him, too.
Oh, that was
amazing. Because it only works if you've got the right. It only works if you've got the right people.
You have to have the right people.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, listen. This has been so awesome to have you guys here today. I'm really, like, humbled, and
he left his gloves in the Uber.
His
hands are going to be cold now. He risked it for this.
And can we see those? Can we see those hands? By the way, can we see them? Mike, get a good look at those hands.
You know what I've been
those
doing?
Those are the hands that bring them.
So what I do, I put cream on each night and then put blue, like.
You put the gloves on.
I'm gonna give my mom some love right now. But we always have a joke if my dad's mad at us and he flicks us off, it looks like he's giving us the thumbs up because he's got little fingers.
Oh my God!
No, do the middle finger. Do the middle finger.
We gotta get. But they're Jason Bonham hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, me and Mike Anthony are looking at each other like, your son can make fun of your hands all you want.
If you know how much money I'd lost.
Oh, my God. Jagger, we're going to go out with your song, Heart of Thorns, if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
And let our WDHA listeners, just get like a vibe for what you're all about. And I just can't thank you guys enough. It's been like a little slice of heaven having you in. Yeah, just coming in, chatting. I just kept saying all week, the Bonhams are coming. The Bonhams are. We were calling you the Bonai are coming. Like, we were just so excited to have you guys
we should start a band like that.
No.
The Bonai.
We just call it the Bonzies.
I get the Bonzies.
The Bonzies.
That's what you get now. When you listen to me play, and with my dad, you'll get, instead of gooses, you get Bonzies.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. Guys, thank you guys so much. Jagger Henry takes us out. Jason Bonham and Jagger Henry Bonham live in our WDHA studio. Such a pleasure to spend some time with you guys.
Thank you.